Hey guys, it's Lori. So, we've been working on grounding lately, my small group and I. And, I've been thinking because I have, different clients that I work with. It seems, I don't know about other people that do what I do, but it seems that although I'm working with different clients from different walks of life, there seems to be a theme. And I don't know if that's just me, like I said, or if it happens with different people that do what I do. I mean, I'm talking total strangers, different walks of life, different situations, different, like everything's different, but the theme seems to be the same. And it kind of goes in spurts like that. And recently, I mean, there's no doubt there's been shifts in this world. I mean, I guess that's why I get so frustrated with um, a lot of people that just want to teach, just be positive and everything will be fine. It's just not true. I mean, we can learn the laws, the metaphysical laws, the laws of the universe. We can learn how to manifest. We can learn, it's absolutely true that our minds, our subconscious and our conscious mind work together against us a lot of times. That we can have soul wounds that work against us, that we need to become aware of these things and we can change them, and positive mindset is always good, and I mean, all of these things are true, but it's not the whole truth. People that are convinced that, I've heard people say there is no negative, it's just a perception. Just think positive. I remember, through my journey, I, you know, it would take me probably a series of videos to explain my whole journey. I'm not going to waste your time on that. But I did go through, I went from, I was born into religion, and, we're all born with this innate longing for God and to know God. So, of course, I was born with that. And then I was born, being a seer and being able to connect with the spirit world, which when you're young, I think all young children are born with that ability or more connected, but I just didn't lose it. I think, ages 5 or 6 or 7, around there, kids will start to lose it because now this world is kind of taking them over. And is it nature or nurture? I don't know. It's hard to say, anyhow, for whatever reason, I was born gifted. So that kind of confused things as far as my spiritual journey, spiritual, America, spiritual journey, in a sense, because it kind of, I was led in different directions, and I am so grateful today for the time that I was given to be able to, do this search and actually come to know the truth. I'm not saying I've reached nirvana, or that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I've come to know the truth, and I'm so grateful for that. Of course, I'm still learning just like everybody else. But, what I think of when at one point I was led astray a little bit into, I guess you could call it the New Age movement. See, it's hard for me to label it like that because the New Age movement covers, a whole gamut of belief systems, and a smorgasbord, so to speak. I mean, it's not just one. It's not, you know what I'm saying? So, but there's a whole community of New Agers, but there's different sects of New Age, and you don't really understand it unless you've been there, or known somebody that's been there. Anyhow, that's neither here nor there. What I'm trying to say is a lot of people that truly, have this new agey kind of concept or whatever, or they teach manifesting or that kind of thing. Even empowerment coaches or that kind of thing. But if they add in the spiritual, they seem to give off the impression, and some actually teach, that there is no evil. It's just our perception. Everything is good. God is love. That's it. End of story. Well, absolutely, God is love, but there's way more to it, you know? So what happens to those people that are taught that, okay, I'm going to change my, and you know, they start to see changes in their life. Okay, you change your perception absolutely from, you know, negative to positive. You're going to see some changes. You can manifest some things. You start to learn the laws, and you start to manifest these things. But what happens if you're not having that growth at the same time? You're not coming up in truth at the same time. You know what I mean? So you take this person who is, you know, we're all kind of self-centered by nature. I don't care if you're a giving, charitable person. I'm not saying you're not. Please don't misunderstand me. But if you haven't come to a place of truth, you know, you take yourself damaged and all, soul wounds and everything, and you start, okay, I'm going to start thinking positive. I'm going to start doing this, that, and blah, 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 and life is good. And then life happens, okay? Like, we all know that negative things in life happen. So if you're truly believing that evil doesn't exist and that it's all a matter of perception, and you know, we have the ability to heal ourselves, we have the ability to change everything, we can quantum jump, we can change our lives, we can you know, all of this stuff, which is true, which is why it's baffling, and it's really hard for me to just sit here and like explain it. I mean, my thoughts are there, and it, you know, articulating it, especially recently, has been very difficult. So please pardon me. That's a whole other thing going on. But for those of you who know me, you understand. Like, I'm losing words and that kind of thing. God forbid it's like an early onset Alzheimer's. I'm not putting that out there. Not at all. Not at all. No, 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 no. Not me. My mind is clear. I have clarity. And I believe God can do all things. So, but what happens? What happens if you're of that mindset? You're doing everything right, and then tragedy happens. I think without really knowing the balance, knowing that there is indeed evil. And evil doesn't necessarily mean Hitler. Evil doesn't necessarily mean serial killer. Yes, those things are evil, no doubt about it. But there are evils in everyday life. There are evils all around us. And when negative things happen, if you're of the belief system that it all comes down to your perception, it all comes down to you know, what you think, your vibes that you're putting out there, you get back what, you know, that kind of belief system, what happens? What would you automatically believe? I remember when I was deep into the New Age movement, and then I got really sick. I had a really serious bout with health, very serious. And then right after that, my husband left me for another woman. And right after that, there's poverty. And then it goes on and on and on. And, oh gosh, it was total tragedy. I'm not going to go into it because it got way worse than that. It got way worse than the illness. By the grace of God, I obviously did not die, although that was like in my head. You know, that was told to me at the time that I'm talking about. I thought that. And then I lost my husband, and, you know, I'm not going to say it was all him. Through years of growth, I understand that, I had my my part in that, you know. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But what do you do in a time like that? Well, what did I do? I automatically did what's logical. It's my fault. It's my fault. It's a blame the victim mentality, because my faith isn't strong enough. Look what I'm dealing with now. I wasn't manifesting the correct things. My mindset, unbeknownst to me, must have been negative. I must have been doing something to hold on to this illness. I must have done something to put it out there that my husband left. And even like with a relationship thing, you either blame yourself, or you say, you know, well, It's just part of the path. So, therefore, things take on less meaning. Marriage doesn't mean as much because if it's part of your journey that you're supposed to split, oh well. If it's part of your journey that he was supposed to meet this person or I was supposed to meet this person, oh well. It doesn't matter if hearts are broken, if lives are destroyed. It also is a way to give a person an excuse not to help another person. Now, the people in my life through that time at one point were very, very supportive until somebody truly needed something. And not just me, like anybody truly needed something. Then it becomes what a perfect out not to help somebody when you say, well, this is part of their journey, their learning journey. So I'll sit and I'll talk with you. I'll do whatever, these rituals with you. I'll do this, I'll do that. But shall I help you? Shall I give you money? Shall I, open my door to you? Which I did all the time anyway. Somebody was always living with me, and I gave money and stuff anyway. But such a callous way of answering. This is part of your journey. It's part of your journey. I can't help you because if I help you, then I'm interfering with your journey, and therefore I'm doing you a disservice. What an excuse, right? You don't have to help anybody. So I guess I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit and how things can be so deceptive. In your own growth, your own empowerment, I mean, you need to look and you need to say, an accountability list at night is always a good thing, I think. And put all that stuff aside. That's crap, okay? Yes, people have their own journeys, and yes, there's a fine line between interfering. You don't want to, for instance, like a drug user, drug addict, you don't want to enable them. And sometimes it's the right thing to do, tough love, and but it's not always the right thing to do. In that mindset, you would say, okay, well, somehow they've done something wrong and called this upon themselves. I cannot help in any way, shape, or form because that's their journey. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a fine line. I believe that if we are to grow, if we are to truly grow, that we need to, first of all, we need to give without fear. If you're truly connected, you're going at a higher vibration, and you're truly connected to God. I'm not saying you give, and you don't pay your own bills. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying if you think, oh, geez, I don't have enough money to give this person, but you've got that pull, you've got that give to this person. You give to that person knowing in faith, true faith, that you're going to get your bills paid one way or another. Something's going to happen. You don't give to get something back, but you give in clear faith that something's going to happen and I'm going to be taken care of. If you still have that fear and you say, oh, no, I can't because I might be shit out of luck, so to speak. Are you really living in faith? You want to help somebody, but you go, oh, well, I think they're going to, use whatever I give them, to go get a drink or whatever. First of all, that's not my business. If God tells me to help somebody, like a stranger on the street, and my thought is, well, what if this person's manipulating me? God's not going to tell me to give to somebody that's manipulating me. And you know what happens? If I follow through on what God prompts me, the Holy Spirit prompts me, dig in your change, go give it to that person, buy them a meal, whatever the case may be. I'm not going to take control of that situation. If he tells me to give him money, I'm not going to say, no, I'm going to go buy him food because I think that's better. If the Holy Spirit says give him money, I'm going to do that. Now, if that person takes my money and goes and buys alcohol, maybe they need it. I don't know. Not my business. But if they are doing a deception, some people make tons of money just standing on the street corner. No doubt. I'm not naive. I know that. What I'm saying is that's not my business. If I'm prompted by the Holy Spirit to do, to help, like I said, I'm not going to control the situation. I'm not going to say, no, Holy Spirit, you told me to give money, but I'm going to go buy food because I know that this person's going to go buy drugs or alcohol. No, I'm going to do what you told me to do and leave it at that. What happens next is between that person and God, okay? Um, Now, sometimes the Holy Spirit will say, go buy a meal and give it to this person. Sometimes the Holy Spirit will say, stay away from that person. Sometimes I have to fight with that. I'm like, really? Stay away from them? Because no, don't help them. Okay, I won't help them. Because sometimes by not helping them, you're helping them. Maybe had I helped that person that I felt drawn to help, but the Holy Spirit said, no, don't. Maybe that would have been what killed them. I don't know. Not my business, is what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm making sense in this video, and I know I've gone longer than I wanted to, but I wanted to let you know that I'm going to start covering other areas in my videos, and I might even come up with a different channel, because I want to do some local crime, I want to do some national, international crime, I want to do some spiritual events, and I also want to cover some problems. We have a huge problem with addiction where I am and all over the country. We have a huge problem with alienation of children, even aside from the drug problem, from people that love them, whether it be grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles, whatever. We have just problems all over the place, and I want to kind of cover that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be doing like a little bit of missing persons and crime, and trying to, do that kind of stuff, and also cover some real serious issues that need to be covered. So I may start another channel, because this one's more about our spiritual walk, or I might just integrate them and kind of put them into series. I don't know yet. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of touch base. I haven't seen you guys or talked to you guys in a while. I want to let you know that I'm trying to get things going again, and I don't even know what I'll name this video, because I went totally off topic. But just be careful, okay? Just be careful in your walk. Be careful in your journey. Use discernment and seek guidance if you need to, okay? Too many people that have been suckered in, like when I was suckered in, I didn't know I was being suckered in. I mean, if you would have asked me at the time, I was on a spiritual path. And I was, but I was being led in the wrong direction, and I foolishly followed. Okay? It can happen to anybody. And I just thank God, like I said, for the time that I had. That He gave me that time. He could have taken me out of this world in that time, and I would have been lost. You know what I'm saying? So just be careful. Seek wise counsel. The world is not the system you want to be in, but just the free agent, whatever, God is love, anything goes, if it feels good, do it, is not the way to go either. Not if you want true growth and true empowerment. All right, this video's gone too long anyway. I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you have a great day. If you need a one-on-one appointment, definitely shoot me an email. Or one-time appointment, or a consultation to see if coaching with me is right for you, or spiritual guidance, or if you want some of the coaching packages or anything like that, any of the groups, any of the classes, email me and let's talk. All right, I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you have a great day, and God bless.